know what this is? This is my new fucking haircut. VIP, top shelf only. Fucking goose and mixes.
Yeah, I'll meet you on the dance floor. On the dance, on the dance, on the dance.
You know what that means? Getting some fucking pussy tonight.
On the dance, on the dance.
Chew, chew, yay bombs. Yeah, this collar's popped. So I'm the fucking man, and everyone should know it. I'm in control, baby. I'm in fucking control. Not now, G. It's old. Fucking back. Summer '09. Rock it out with my fucking cock out. Welcome to the rodeo, bitches. Woo!
What would you do for fame? What is worth it for you? I mean, being famous is pretty cool, and didn't we all want to be internet famous in our youth? That is, if you grew up with the capital I internet. I think every child in that age group dreams of reaching Mr. Beast level fame. So let's go back a little bit. Time travel. It's 2007 America. George Bush is the president.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
YouTube has just started becoming a thing. The iPhone just had its debut. Harry Potter was making sales records. It's 2007, 2 years before the Jersey Shore blew up on MTV. The Jersey Shore would be a huge cultural hit for MTV in 2009.
All views in this house are fake! And I want you all to know that I can't stand any of you! Fake ass all of you! Okay. Hold my earrings, please.
A few moments later.
I had to move the table because it was getting real serious. I didn't want anything to happen to the table. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm highlighting this for a specific reason. We'll get to that. It starred a group of people staying at a house on the Jersey Shore. These people included JWoww.
You want to get your ass beat, you get your ass beat. You can stay, get your ass beat. But you can stay, get your ass beat. Okay. You can stay, get your ass beat. All right. Plain and simple. Okay.
Snooki.
My ultimate dream is to move to Jersey, find a nice, juiced, hot, tan guy, and live my life.
Polly.
This pump till my falls off. This pump like this, Louie.
And more. It was a group of East Coast Americans with heavy tans and a penchant for liquor and getting fucked up.
I have a question.
Ask away.
You want a funnel beer?
10:30. You were just sick a second ago.
Do you want to do anything fun?
The impact this show would have on pop culture is still present to this day, some of the stars still being relevant in 2024, the year I'm recording this. There were tons of Jersey Shore parodies, spin-offs, and there was even an episode of the popular adult animated series South Park based upon the show.
I know this has to be very upsetting for you, Kyle. What am I, Mom? When I got pregnant with you, Kyle, your father and I were living with my parents in Newark. We knew we had to get out. Neither one of us wanted our child to be from Jersey. So we moved as far away as we could. But now I realize you can take the fetus out of Jersey, but you can't take Jersey out of the fetus. What are you saying? I'm saying that for the first 2 months I carried you in my stomach, I lived in Newark. Technically, you are from Jersey. No! I don't want to look like this! It isn't so bad, Kyle. A lot of people think the Jersey look is nice.
But what made this show so entertaining? Well, it focused on a subculture of people who resided on the East Coast, and these people were known as Guidos. According to Wikipedia, Guido is a North American subculture slang term sometimes thought of as an ethnic slur referring to working-class urban Italian Americans. The Guido stereotype is multifaceted. At one point, the term was used more generally as a disparaging term for Italians and people of Italian descent, myself included. More recently, it has come to refer to working-class urban Italian Americans who conduct themselves in an overtly macho manner.
Now we're talking video status. motherfucking Tuesdays! Wow!
And Dictionary.com defines Guido as a man, especially an Italian American, regarded as vain, aggressively masculine, and socially unsophisticated. Guidos in the 21st century are often jacked, tan, have a popped collar, and gelled up hair. They have a sort of way of carrying themselves.
Every picture, my friends, they all have no shirts on with the Guido lips, or like. Every time I'm home, let's go out, f it, come on. I know the guy at the door, we'll get right in. Bottles of Grey Goose, $2,000, I don't give a f.
And female Guidos call themselves Guidettes. So, why do I bring this up? Well, the concept of Guidos began to trend in the mid-2000s, and during that time, a video came out that left quite a mark on the internet as well as myself, your humble narrator. A video that started one man's journey towards fame. The video is titled My New Haircut. Before there was Snooki, before there was Pauly D, before there was Mob Wives, and long after there was Goodfellas, there was a man named Broski. The Guido era arose after the downfall of the club kid scene in the 90s. Back then, New York clubs would be full of androgynous weird people ready to do some ketamine, get drunk, and spread some love.
Once you get past the K-hole, you can go into like K-land, which is what I call it. And that's where, like, you know, all of a sudden you're Queen Victoria, you know, traipsing around Buckingham Palace, you know, and you don't really know where you are, you don't really know who you are or what's going on, but it doesn't matter. Everything sort of makes sense, even though nothing makes sense. And it's a gorgeous feeling, and that's what we've all been searching for, all the club kids, is to, you know, have our own little world.
After the club kid scene fell due to the biggest and most influential club kid, Michael Alec, going to jail for homicide, the fashion of the New York clubs changed. Eventually, it changed into popped collars, greased up hair, tans, and big steroid bloated muscles. The Guidos were quite a thing in 2000's East Coast, specifically Jersey Shore and Long Island. Today, I tell you a tale of early internet fame and one man with a dream, almost making it to stardom, but not quite getting there. We don't hear enough about these. By these, I mean like interesting little stories about past viral videos and what happened with them. Also, we don't hear enough stories about people almost getting there to fame and then returning to a normie life. I'm here to preserve a moment in internet history that was important to me as a teen. Was this video that is the topic of our story groundbreaking? No. Is it something I quote on a weekly basis? Yes. Fucking skank. I originally started my research thinking this video would just be a quickie. I thought it'd just be a quick overview of someone making a viral video, having a short stint of fame, and it ending. I thought it wouldn't be all that deep. But I also tried something new for this video. I conducted an interview. I know, real professional. Look at me. So now I tell you a tale of early internet fame and a young man's journey to bypass the status quo of Hollywood to make his dream come true, to make his own movie. This is the tale of Broski. Before our main character was known as Broski, he was known as Brett. Brett started out life in New York. He didn't start this life with dreams of Hollywood. Instead, there was a future that was already prepared for him, a cookie-cutter lifestyle.
I was originally a finance major, and I grew up in a town that was outside of New York City, big finance town, and I played lacrosse, so there was kind of that route where you play lacrosse in my town, you go to school, play lacrosse in college, you get a job on Wall Street, and after 2 years in finance, I wanted to be on more of the creative side, so I switched my major to marketing.
Our hero, Brett, grew up in the same area of the Gotti family, the real Gotti family, not the John Travolta one.
Listen to me, and listen to me good. You're never gonna see another guy like me if you live to be 5,000.
The Gotti family are part of the Gambino crime family in New York City. A lot of Italian stereotypes are on full display from this family. And Brett was inspired by the Growing Up Gotti TV show.
It's like the Gold Coast of Long Island, and that's where the Gottis live. And that show, Growing Up Gotti, was famous at the time. So I would actually see them around. It's kind of where the My New Haircut came from. You know John Gotti, right?
No.
He's like the famous mob boss. He's a famous mob, but he ran the mafia.
Okay.
So his I want to say ex-wife's kids had a TV show, a reality TV show called Growing Up Gotti.
That's crazy.
Before My New Haircut came out, and like these kids, they lived in Old Westbury, which is like think Great Gatsby, the Gold Coast of Long Island. So these kids and the mother, I don't know what the connection was. They're not. I don't know if they're his grandsons. They might be his grandsons.
Brett would eventually go off to college, and then eventually grad school. In grad school, he produced 2 short films, and this started his lifelong interest in the art of filmmaking. These short films did not aid in the fame of Broski, but they were a step in its ultimate goal.
So kind of the background story to that was I wasn't doing it. The first script I wrote was not comedy at all, and then I did 2 short films in grad school that were, one was like a slasher movie and one was kind of like a Warriors type action movie. And I'd taken one of our final classes, we had to create more of a short film. I think the first 2 films were 5 minutes. This one was going to be like 30 minutes. And someone had wrote a comedy and they read it in class, and I actually rewrote it. And it was called a short little film called Donnie and the Duffel Bag. And it was a really kind of outrageous comedy. And we just got along, so we decided to, work together in the future. I had ideas of doing YouTube skits on, as sort of like, the first thought of doing it was definitely to bypass the gatekeepers of Hollywood. Like the goal was always to, get into the Hollywood scene. For me, I wanted to be more of a writer-director. But when we had done the movie, I found out, like, if you're doing these, school movies, I could act. I was taking acting class in New York City, so I was in that movie. So I was like, I'll just do it myself. It's too much work to go try to find people. So My New Haircut was actually, I want to say, like, one of the first couple things we shot. Maybe the first. I'm not too sure about that, but it might have been the first.
He eventually got into acting and began acting in his own work. This would all lead up to the spring of 2007, where our story starts. April 5th, 2007, a new channel called MCA 1018 appeared on YouTube. YouTube was a new platform at this time. The platform was created in 2005, but would not reach to the Goliath it is today until the 2010s. According to the actor who played Broski, the man that edited the My New Haircut video made the channel randomly with his initials and random numbers.
I mean, the biggest, I don't want to say it's a mistake, but the worst thing that ever happened was the guy who edited My New Haircut, because again, I didn't know what YouTube was going to, like, I didn't know you could monetize it and do this. He just goes, I'm going to put it up on YouTube. And I go, great. And so he created an account, put it up.
So that was the very first video you put on that MC whatever channel?
Yeah.
Why did he call it that?
Yeah, I'll just create one and put it up. I was like, worst thing that ever happened.
Neither Broski nor any of his colleagues knew how important YouTube branding would be in the future.
YouTube wasn't big at the time. The crew who created the My New Haircut skit did not realize a channel is a highly marketable asset to creating video media. The channel name? Again, I mentioned this. MCA 1018. Nothing too catchy. The fact that the content that we talk about in this video was uploaded to this specific channel will cause one of many legal issues our hero will experience down the line. Before we go forward, remember that the group of college-age men who made these videos called themselves L2X. Where did the name L2X come from?
So L2X, when I was in college, one of my good buddies, he was just that, like, he was the meanest guy in the lacrosse field, but he was like a big teddy bear, and he was just the funniest guy. But I don't know if the kids play it anymore, but we would always play flip cup. I don't know if it's a thing anymore. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, we played it, but I mean, I graduated college over a decade ago, so yes, I know what it is.
Yeah, we would play flip cups, and every time we won, he would go lefty 2 times, and like slapped his hand twice. And he did it like, you know, all the time, every weekend. So we made the production company. I was like, dude, lefty 2-time productions. And then we just shortened it to L2X.
Oh, okay. It's not super important because, again, Brett is kind of the main one, but I just wanted you to know. On June 10th, 2007, a meme was born. I don't know how the teens hang these days, but back in my day, when YouTube was new, us teens would spend hours looking for the best and funniest content to share with our friends. Internet video sharing was in its Wild West days at this time, and everyone was looking to go viral. And on this day, a group of young men achieved this viral status. The video posted starred a character by the name of Broski and was posted to the MC1018 channel. The video title, My New Haircut. My New Haircut was set to Corey Hart's 1984 hit single Sunglasses at Night as background music, while Broski, our main character, monologues about prepping for his night bar hopping in New York.
I was at Mirage last night, 18 and older, and I got myself a prom date. Hey Broski, 2 Heinekens. I want a shot at the title, Gotta make sure they're ready.
Some of the highlights include his new haircut monologue.
You know what this is? This is my new f***ing haircut. You know what that means? I'm getting some f***ing pussy tonight. My boys, they're coming out. They all got the same haircut. They're getting some f***ing pussy tonight.
His gelled up Guido hair.
Just love my haircut. And if they don't, f***ing skanks.
Which is known as a blowout. And him at the bar yelling, "Fucking
skanks. Skank. Skanks."
And Jaeger bombs.
I'm gonna get f***ing wasted tonight. I'm gonna drink Heinekens and Jaeger bombs all f***ing night. Jaeger bombs, shower in that shit. F***ing Jaeger bombs, Jaeger bombs, Jaeger bombs, Jaeger bombs, Jaeger bombs, Jaeger bombs. Jaeger bombs.
Some of these lines I still quote to this day.
Yeah, this collar's popped, cause I'm the f***ing man, and everyone should know it. Fucking game time.
Excuse me, sir, you have to check in.
Not now, Chief. I'm in the f***ing zone. I'm in control, baby. I'm in f***ing control. Protein! Where's the goddamn protein, Mom? Told you to get me some protein! Fuck! Muscle milk! HGH! Protein! Power bars!
This video would blow up and bring attention to the Guido subculture of the East Coast. When speaking with Broski, he remembered the first night they uploaded the video.
If I have it, a screenshot of it, I think the first night we put it up, it had 60 hits. And I go, yo, 60 hits. We're famous. Like I said something like that. I was like, oh my God, we got 60 hits in one day.
Now you may be wondering, this Broski character, is the actor playing him Italian? Or is this cultural appropriation? Well, if this was the channel to care about cultural appropriation, we might call it that. But as an authentic spaghetti American myself, no, I don't care. But this issue did come into play as Broski tried to get his film made, though the actor is insistent that Broski doesn't have to necessarily be Italian.
It's a valid question because I would always say it's Broski. Yes, the inspiration was the Gottis, and also I grew up on Long Island, so there are these Guidos. And I was like, listen, they're douchey and they're funny, and I like to laugh at them, but like they're also kind of cool. Like some of these dudes are cool dudes, and they do they get girls and they like lift weights and but like they're just like so outlandish. There's humor in it, and I always said like the character. Everyone knows a guy like this. It doesn't have to be like an Italian. Yeah. Like everyone knows this guy. Come on. This guy's in every high school. Like this guy's in every college.
Yeah, there's tons of guys who are not Italian who act like Guidos.
Right. I was like, there's no hate here. We're just laughing at each other. But when the Jersey Shore came out, they actually scared away a lot of investors because whatever you think about the Jersey Shore, it is definitely it puts those people in bad light, whether they're Italian or not. Let's be honest.
According to Brett, it didn't blow up right away. Instead, it wasn't until the September of 2007 that this video would reach its first 1 million views, and the creators would host a 1 million view party. So, you made My New Haircut while you're still in college?
Grad school, yeah.
Did the people in your school kind of like see that and were like, oh no, we kind of know a minor celebrity?
Not really, because it was, some people, yeah, I guess looking back on it, it's been a while. Yeah, some people were overzealous, but some people were like, oh, it's a YouTube video.
Yeah.
It was more with my lacrosse buddies, it was more big, because it is got that bratty feel. And then, I mean, I was already graduating by the time it was really getting big. And then the million hit party, I was living down in Long Beach, New York, which is a beach town, and it's sort of like college after college. So I was still in grad school, but like in the summer, instead of taking, like I had to use vacation, I took every Monday off, so I had 3-day weekends every day in the summer. And like, that's where it started getting some steam. And I remember that at the end of the summer, in like August, it had 1 million hits, and we had a huge party down in Long Beach, Long Island, and like...
This is 2007?
2007. You could see that September when college kids went back to school, like, because it was like everyone knew it, and then all my friends, some of them like were still in undergrad, some of them were in grad school, like they all went to school,
and they're quoting it.
But no, the hits just like exponentially.
Soon after hitting 1 million views, it would reach 30 million. It was being uploaded all over the internet. It was uploaded to other sites without permission, including College Humor and I Am Bored. If all the views were counted up, it would have been over 50 million views total.
Like, we were like, holy crap. So we had 1 million in August. By November, we had 10, 12 million. And we didn't even like realize, like, you know, there was like, YouTube was the wild, wild west. It was reposted all over the place. And some of those posts had like over 1 million hits. We didn't like think like we should shut this down and lock it up. We were just like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But we were like, wait a second. This says we have 20 million hits, but if you add up all this, it's like close to 50 million. And this is like year one.
Yeah. Well, College Humor, did they repost it or did they just share your video?
No, they reposted on their broadband, and it was reposted multiple. I spent years cleaning, and still stuff pops up. I sent the copyright in, and just because I don't want anyone to have control over it, it's not like the ego thing. It's like, okay, you have this comedy, and now you have this crazy world we live in.
This then spread onto Parodies, the first created in October of that year. These parodies followed the original format of the main character introducing his or her new haircut.
You know what this is? It's my new scene haircut.
You know what this is? This is my new haircut. You know what that means? I'm getting some hanky-panky tonight.
You know what this is? This is my new haircut! I'm getting some lady tonight. My boys, they come in here, they have same haircut. They're getting lady tonight too.
Or something similar.
You know what this is? This is my new f***ing monitor. You know what that means? I'm gonna be up all night chatting with hot babes online.
And then monologuing about how great the night will be with their bros.
You know what I'm going to do to these ladies? You know, I'm gonna take my and stick it in their and then I'm gonna take some and put them in and then I'm gonna play like bongo until my fall off.
One motherfucker votes for John McCain, I'm starting a fight. You vote Mitt Romney? Huh? Huh?
It's just a good time had by all.
Hey, tu bums. Gyro! Tzatziki! Feta cheese! Olives! Lamb!
Notable parodies include
My New Haircut Asian Edition, My New Keyboard, My New Scene Haircut, My New Santa Hat, My New Haircut Redneck Edition, My New Haircut Packy Edition, My New A Cappella Group, My New Haircut Janitor Edition, My New Haircut Gay Edition, My New Haircut Senior Citizen Edition, My New Butcher Knife, My New Pool Cue, My Same Old Haircut, My New Haircut Ron Paul Edition and more.
This would skyrocket the group of friends that created it. Going viral was the dream for a lot of early internet creators. This was the goal for many in terms of YouTube and the internet. The modern American dream. Create something that spoke to enough people and go from just another guy to celebrity overnight. By the end of 2007, the skit was kind of a big deal. The group began to make merch. That is when the idea of my new haircut going on the road began. One night in late 2007, the group launched their merch at the sports bar Hula Hanks.
There was this company up in New Haven, Connecticut, Pistol Wave in New Haven. And the dude who was running it out of his basement. And we were like, well, yeah, he contacted us. He's like, hey, can we do your t-shirts? He was doing the t-shirts of this really cool artist that I like. And his line is, and he still has a line, check it out. It's like, Killers Never Die. I just thought he was always cool. And I was like, oh, this looks good. And he's like, yeah, our artist like helped develop this. And I'm always partial to like people that are trying to start their own business, people that are trying to do their own thing. So he came down and we met. We had a bunch of beers and probably some other stuff. But we came up with a bunch of designs and we did a launch party at Hula Hanks in New Haven, Connecticut. And it was ridiculously off the hook.
The news of the legendary Broski brought so many people in that night that they sold out of Jägermeister.
We go the day before and we did a photo shoot of the merch, and he had gotten a girl to be like the official skank. We had American Apparel girls like boy shorts, and they said "fucking skank" on it. And then we also had black ones in the front that said "my new haircut." And we had girls' tanks and stuff. And so she was like the official skank, but she was great. She was like, she got it, like fucking around. We're not like degrading women. Like, this is funny. So we did a photo shoot. I don't know if like some of that footage got out there, but the next day they're like, yeah, they'd say, yeah, swing by. They don't want you to like be there when it's dead. So they're like, yeah, we'll give you a call when it's going crazy. So I'd be like, okay.
Did they pay you to show up like a fee?
Not this one. This was the first one.
Okay.
So they fucking call me up at 10 o'clock. They're like, you got to get here now. Like they originally told me like, hey, yeah, about midnight probably. But you got to get here now. There's a lineup. Like, I was like, holy shit. And on the marquee, I have like one of those pictures on my Instagram. It says like, live tonight, my new haircut.
Oh, so a bunch of people showed up specifically for you that night. Was it the first day?
This is like the first. Tour wasn't in our mind. We were just like doing a merch launch.
Yeah.
Like we had a merch booth set up and whatever. And they were like, yeah, you could do that here. And I get there and they're like, holy shit, dude. Like the bar manager who I met the day before, who was like still psyched to see me, still loved me. He was like so psyched now. And he's like, we sold out of Jägermeister. Yeah. Because I don't have any more. He goes, because it's a bar management. So in the same New Haven, there's other bars that are associated with it. He's like, I got people going to the other bars and taking stock from there. So he was bringing in Jaeger from other bars because he had run out because everyone was doing Jaeger bombs.
Yeah.
And he was like on the phone, like, with the management group that night, like, dude, we got to get this guy to all of our bars.
Broski was definitely a big deal, not just kind of.
With the success as an internet sensation, regular touring began. Touring really picked up in 2008. Brett went on the Broski and Skanks tour at the beginning of the year.
There were legal issues early on though. For example, due to Jaeger bombs being a part of the My New Haircut meme, they had merchandise involving Jaeger bombs. Jaeger, the company, would soon threaten to sue, but it ended well for Broski, and he became sponsored by the liquor vendor.
Then we got sued by Sidney Frank, which is the distributor of Jägermeister.
Oh my god, what?
Because we were making Jaeger bomb t-shirts. And I was going to fight it, but because they were based in New Rochelle. So we actually met with them, and the guy who runs it, he was the husband of one of the Real Housewives of New York or something. He's a smooth talker, and I'm just sitting there. I'm literally in t-shirt and jeans, like, okay. And I'm at this round table with like, I don't know, 30, 40 people. No, it wasn't that many, sorry. Like, maybe like 10. But it was like, seemed like a lot, because I'm like, what am I doing here? All right, you guys are suing me. What do you want? And they actually ended up like sponsoring me.
The tour was going great.
So we did some local shows, and then like it became more of like a show where it evolved organically. Like they're like, oh, so you're going to get on the mic and do the skit. And I was like, oh, okay. You know, sure. Like, all right. And then we sort of got more creative. And we were like, dude, let's have a muscle milk chug contest. And I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, I'm going to bring a curling bar in there. And I'm just going to like do curls on top of the bar all night. And then, you know, people were like, oh, we're doing a hottest skank contest. You should host it. I was like, okay. And I just would say stupid, funny things. And then when Jaeger got involved sponsoring, they sent the Jaeger girls, and the Jaeger girls would walk around with me and hand out like keychains and flashing lights or whatever. And sometimes they were good and sometimes they weren't. And sometimes I had the girl who had actually modeled with the official skank. Sometimes they were there. We did a show in New York City that was like a fashion show.
Is that video on your channel?
Skank's trying to talk on my phone. Not now, chief, I'm in the zone. I'm about to hit the dance floor, pull my pants up and got a little skank with my brand new haircut. Me and my boys, yo, we went to a barber's, got some haircuts and started tearing the car. But the skanks don't like them, ain't no need to bother. They just meant they didn't get a car from their father. I went to a strip club, got my dick sucked. The beat like this, I have to fist pump. The KTU, the navy blue, Mercedes too, I'm a crazy dude.
While touring, Broski met a creator of another Guido-style YouTube series. This was a series of videos called the Guido Fan Club.
Guido Fan Club. Where did it all begin?
Began about 5 years ago in Seaside Heights. I was down on the shore with my mom for a pottery fair, convention, what have you. And we passed this nightclub called Temptations. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Looks like you haven't, but it was magnificent. And outside the line, oh my God, just beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful, studly, manly, tough, studly, manly, gorgeous. There's one guy, I'll never forget him, like this. Two suitcases in his hands. Like that, jacked. Had his girlfriend by the hair, about to slap her. I said, Ma, that's my idol. That's what I want to be like. So I started his fan club.
These two would begin to try to create a film together, as they were both film buffs. The two of them shared a common goal, to make a movie.
I mean, rewind a little bit to before I was in LA. We had brought aboard a friend of a friend. So I told you, like, I was working with the writer who did the Guido Fan Club, which is a 2-part short movie on YouTube, and they're both like 10 minutes long. And I had reached out to him early and said, hey, you got like a story here. The Guido Fan Club, it was 2 nerdy guys and that Rory and Chet that idolize Guidos, and they want to be Guido so badly. And I was like, well, I think if you and he also had like, he was also like, I want to be a writer. When we had first met under the Verrazano Bridge on opening day of Met, I guess 2008, we talked and really hit it off because we both kind of had the same dream. We both were like, we don't want to make YouTube videos, we want to make movies.
This is a story of someone trying to become a star in Hollywood. But the first bump in the road came January 2008. This incident occurred before the Jaeger incident. Before I tell you about the bump, let me paint you a picture of where we are in the story right now. So, at some point during the rise of Broski, beginning of 2008, we are still around that time period. Broski moved to Stamford, Connecticut, and continued to tour on the East Coast. He was trying to add more substance to the Broski franchise, the universe, if you would like to call it that. He began to expand the universe by trying to produce several more sketches, a competitive reality show, a mockumentary reality show, and an official My New Haircut movie script. But like I said, the first bump in the road came early. In January 2008, the comedy group known as L2X were accused of ripping off the idea for My New Haircut. In January 2008, digital remix artist Joe Sabia posted a video titled "The Truth Behind My New Haircut" to YouTube. Joe claimed that the original video was a ripoff of a video essay titled "Look at My Striped Shirt."
Hi, my name's Joe Sabia, and we all know that there's many parodies of My New Haircut out there. But what you don't know about My New Haircut is that it was ripped off from my friend Mike Polk, who created a video called My Striped Shirt. Now, Mike does not care, but I do, so I'm going to set the record straight. Take a look at Mike's video compared to My New Haircut, and you decide for yourself whether or not Mike deserves credit.
If you look at this video referenced, Look at My Striped Shirt, uploaded March 18th, 2005, it would not be hard to believe that My New Haircut was inspired by it.
Look at my button-down striped shirt. Fucking look at it! This shirt means one thing. I'm coming home with some pussy tonight.
You know what this is? This is my new fucking haircut. You know what that means? I'm getting some fucking pussy tonight.
I can almost taste those Jaeger bombs right now. I fucking love Jaeger. And I love Red Bull. I put this shit in my goddamn cereal.
I'm gonna get fucking wasted tonight. I'm gonna drink Heinekens and Jaeger bombs all fucking night. Jaeger bombs, shower in that shit.
When I see a group of girls dancing in a circle, I will select the most attractive one and I will drive on her until it hurts both of us.
I'm gonna grind on every piece of pussy that walks through that door. Alright? I'm gonna fucking grind until my fucking dick falls off.
We do not hook up at that first bar. We will say that the club was full of skanks.
Just love my haircut. And if they don't, they're fucking skanks.
But there were a lot of differences as well. The guy in the My Striped Shirt video was a very different stereotype. The timing was also very different. Here are some examples of variations.
I'm an important man. I'm a junior vice president. I have business cards that say junior vice president on them. They're glossy and magnificent. Look at it. Take one. Take it.
Excuse me, sir, you have to check in.
Not now, Chief. I'm in the fucking zone.
I'm thinking about buying a boat this year. Nice. Thanks.
Yeah, I take steroids. I eat shit for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm in control, baby. I'm in fucking control. Fucking protein! Where's the goddamn protein, Mom? Told you to get me some protein!
And they had very different endings.
When I get home that night, I'll take out the straight razor from my medicine cabinet and I'll hold it to my wrist once again. I'll drag the razor slowly, laterally across my vein, making sure not to actually cut myself because I don't have the balls.
Jaeger bombs, Jaeger bombs, Jaeger bombs, Jaeger bombs, Jaeger bombs, Jaeger bombs. Jaeger bombs.
It appeared that the My New Haircut crew adapted the original to mock the Guido lifestyle.
Muscle milk, HGH, protein, power bars!
According to Broski himself, he did not have any knowledge of the My Striped Shirt video.
Yeah, so I never saw that video that guy did, and it wasn't even like his video. I think it was almost like a cell phone recording of the video. I didn't know who that guy was who's talking. I had never read the Striped Shirt book. I do think like back in the day there was like someone had sent me like half of my Striped Shirt and they just like copied and pasted it and put it on MySpace or something.
Oh, like a copy paste.
I remember like the beginning of it, like, you know what this is? And like, it didn't seem like it was like similar. It might have had the same like kind of beats, but I actually ended up calling the guy who created it, Mike, and he's actually a comedian in Cleveland. And he was like, yeah, I told that guy not to put that up because he used to work with that guy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he was in LA for a little bit working on a subsidiary of HBO, and it was like just like he did the same thing. He like made funny videos, I guess. He wasn't like happy about it because he was like, well, you could have given me credit. He basically said like, I told that guy not to put that up because I don't care, but the least you could have done is give me some credit. And I kind of was like, well, I don't think you deserve credit.
Did you even know that your stuff was similar?
No.
All right, so it's completely unconscious.
I never saw this video. Where is this video anyway? I was basically like, listen, I'm making a movie. Are you going to be a problem? And he's like, no. And he fucking lied. He was a problem. He tried to sue me when I sold the option, the script.
When was that?
Years later, like maybe a year or two later.
You could make a drinking game every time legal issues or threats for legal issues appear in this video. Just prepare some Jaeger bombs, and every time legal issues occur, drop that puppy in that Red Bull, and you're pre-gaming for a night with your boys to pick up some fucking skanks. The accusations of plagiarism did not slow down the Broski hype train. It seemed to be resolved at the time with a phone call. Though, again, down the line, the My Striped Shirt guy will threaten legal issues with his IP. But let's just keep that in our back pocket for now. While touring, the crew began to work on developing true reality shows. The first show they were working on was a mockumentary style show called Rock Wave Beach. The other was a competition-style reality show called The Ultimate Broski.
Yeah, you know who this is. This is Brett Broski from My New Haircut. YouTube's a mega hit. Over 12 million people have seen that shit. Now every broski wants to be me. You're lucky enough I'm taking 10 broskis out to see if they're up for the challenge. VIP, bottle service to skanks all fucking night. You got what it takes to be the ultimate broski? You want a shot at the title? Bring it on.
Reality TV shows began their rise in the late 90s to early 2000s, but were not quite the heavyweight in the entertainment industry that they are today. Even more business prospects were thrown at the crew around this time. At the beginning of 2008, Broski and his team were offered around $100,000 to make a low-budget, self-released movie.
We had initially like $100,000 investment to go do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, guys, this is great and everything, but
You wanted more.
I'm flying out to Hollywood meeting with like agencies. We've had directors attached to our movie that have done real stuff. We had a handful of directors over the course of this project, and they all were like pretty legit.
The success of My New Haircut really was skyrocketing Brett to reach his dreams, and he wasn't going to just settle on a low-budget, straight-to-DVD film. He had bigger plans, and those plans involved a real Hollywood budget movie. Therefore, Broski continued to work on his tour, TV shows, and the script for the movie. While touring nationally, specifically in the Midwest, the team went to Full Sail, Florida to film for their reality show called The Ultimate Broski. While touring, they made promo videos and would eventually upload these to their YouTube channels.
What's up, broskis? Want to give a fucking shout out to Edmonton. I'm gonna be there September 6th. Fucking Union Hall in the Puss. $4 fucking Jaeger bombs. Muscle milk chug contest. Dirty ass skanks and fucking house music. Fucking be there.
But after nearly a year of touring, the party life was beginning to take a toll on Broski, and eventually it was time to move on to the next step of production. The team began to develop the Rockaway Beach reality mockumentary. Broski posted casting calls and was recruiting friends to be on the show. Were there any more characters that were planned?
Yeah, we had a couple. The girl who was toured with me as the official skank, she was in it. And then we did a casting call. We did some funny things. I have a buddy who's that crazy called Guido, and you could see one of his rap videos on it. That's a whole other story, but like, we just got a bunch of crazy, reality shows, just crazy people that can ad-lib, and they're not too far off.
And the first character added to the Broski universe after Broski was interviewed to the audience September 6, 2008. This person would be called Vinnie the Chin. Okay, so where does Vinnie the Chin come into this? Was he like a friend of yours, the actor?
No, so Armine, I forget his last name. We got different timelines here, but we'll flash back to 2008 when we were thinking about doing like a low budget $100,000 movie. He had sent in a tape saying he wants to play a role or that he wanted to work with us, something like that. But he sent us like a short film he was in about a pizzeria and some clips. And I had written, or me and my writing partner, Ryan, who was the guy from the Guido fan club, we wrote a character called Scangili. And he was Broski's sidekick that was that thing that like lives on Jabba the Hutt. I don't know what that was. Okay. He was just always the guy that was tagging along, like repeating him. I sent him the script and I said, we got this character Scangili and yada yada yada. What do you think? And he goes, oh, I love it. So I said simultaneously we were developing 2 pilots for TV shows, and one of the pilots was this mockumentary called The Rockaway Beach. And the producer was out here in LA from Project Runway, and he said, can you can you send me some audition tapes? I was like, dude, I'm already casting people. Like, I already have like a group that we can do this with. So when we casted him, I was like, hey, yeah, come on over. We're gonna do just improv that character. And I don't know why he changed the name to Vinnie the Chin. Because that's also a mafia boss. So I was like, I don't know if you want to use a mafia boss's name.
Oh, it's a real one?
Making
Is he still
fun of
alive?
him. I don't think so. Or maybe, I don't know. But he, was ad-libbing and stuff. And if you watch, so he has a version on his channel, and then I think the original version's still on that MCA 1018.
Yeah, it has like 1 million views.
You could kind of hear me asking questions, and then that reality show went to shit because they came back with an offer and they lowballed us. And
That was the
like,
mockumentary one?
Yeah, that was like a mockumentary one. That was basically going to be the Jersey Shore.
Did you film anything for it besides that, like interviews and like basic stuff?
No, just that interview. The other show, we filmed the whole pilot.
Vinnie was a character played by a man named Carmine, who applied to be in Rockaway Beach as Broski's sidekick. A video was uploaded called Vinnie the Chin, September 6th, 2008 to MCA 1018. In this video, you can hear Broski off screen as he interviews Vinnie.
Talk to you, or I talk to the camera? Which way you're looking here? Which way you want me to look?
You gotta talk to the camera, and why don't you, I'll ask the questions, you answer the camera, so
So you ask me the question and I answer in the camera?
Yep.
Okay, do that.
So why don't you start by telling us your name?
Who, me? They usually call me Vinnie the Chin, because like every time I get punched in the fucking head, I don't go down, I got a good chin, it's like a rock. But my real name is Vincenzo Ferraro.
Vinnie is your typical Guido.
Boom, I shoot it in, I go in there, I pop my pecs a few times to the beat, I pump the fist up, and then usually I'm just fucking
every fucking weekend. I get so much pussy.
According to Brett, Vinnie was originally supposed to be subservient to his character Broski. While Vinnie was a character intended for Rockaway Beach, the mockumentary would fall through quickly.
That reality show went to shit because they came back with an offer and they lowballed us. And
That
I
was the
like,
mockumentary one?
Yeah, that was like a mockumentary one. That was basically going to be the Jersey Shore.
Vinnie would go on to try to be a celebrity himself on his own channel, Vinnie the Chin.
So when we thought that interview was funny, so we put it online and it became a thing. And then I don't know what's up with Carmine, but he was turned into his character, and I was like, do you actually go around like this now?
Because he got 1 million views, he got kind of really into it.
I guess so. I wasn't, to be honest, I wasn't really friends with him or anything. I just thought he was amusing.
Did he live around you?
He's from Long Island.
This would eventually lead to, you guessed it, more legal issues for our man Broski. But that will be described in more detail down the line. Just put that in your other pocket or put a pin in it. This is all sadly a very quick overview. I'd love to go into everything in excruciating detail, but a lot of this information is lost to time, only existing in the memory of Brett. One thing I've noticed while talking about anything pre-2018 is that you miss a lot of fine details, because after 2018, people got more into archiving the internet. In this story, there isn't a play-by-play of every event documented over image boards, sadly. We are here to preserve what internet history we can, okay guys? Because just personally, I remember watching Broski, his touring videos back in the day, and wondering what the story was. And I can't be the only one who was thinking about that. After this, around the fall of 2009, Broski decided he needed to decompress from his year of binge drinking and visited his friend in LA. He had already been flying back and forth often to meet with potential business partners for his upcoming movie production.
And then the movie we were developing too. So it came to a point where after a year, I was flying out to LA. I was taking phone calls from the industry.
There, he was able to get sight of his goals, and he eventually moved to LA officially in 2009.
So, man, memory lane. So 2008 is when I moved up to Stamford, Connecticut, and the end of that summer, so fall of 2008, I moved up to Westport, sort of just kind of get away from it. That's when things were really stressful. Once this became kind of that big, you you realize what people say to you. Like, people try to get into people want to be friends with you for the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to like kind of keep your circle tight. And I was a victim of maybe letting too many people in and just being more like relaxed. But I think I went up there and kind of decompressed for a couple months. And then I said, okay, I'm moving out to LA this summer, summer 2009. But before I go, I'm going to film my new haircut too.
Broski said it was the best option for him, especially because the fame that was brought with My New Haircut was opening door after door for him. He was certain at this point a movie would be made. He said, in the interview I conducted with him, people told him he would hear a lot of no's, but he heard nothing but yeses.
But at the time, I was like, you come to Hollywood and everyone's like, you're going to hear a lot of no's. And I was like, I came to Hollywood and heard all yeses. And how the did this thing not get made? Like, I was like, this is a shoe-in, $2 million comedy that would fucking kill.
A My New Haircut movie had to happen. Before moving to LA, though, he filmed a sequel to My New Haircut. The My New Haircut 2 video was just a continuation of the character.
Fucking Glow, Strong Island, Ladies Night, VIP. I'm gonna run through that shit like a choo-choo train. Choo-choo. You know what this is? It's my new fucking haircut. I'm fucking back. Summer 09. Rock it out with my fucking cock out. Welcome to the rodeo, bitches. Woo!
A lot of similar themes were revisited in this one.
Look at you. Look at this guy. You're the fucking man and you don't even know it. Wait, you do know it, don't you? I am the fucking man!
Excuse me, sir, we have to check in.
You already know what I'm gonna say.
And Broski wants to get laid.
Fucking goose and mixes all fucking summer long. I'm gonna make fucking pussy melt. What's up, babe? What's your name?
Why?
Because I'm gonna face the shit out of you tonight. I'm gonna be swimming in pussy. I'm not talking about the 4 feet, I'm talking about the deep end. Cannonball, right into the fucking 12 feet. Swimming in it. Yo, what's up, huh? You wanna get some pizza and fuck? What, you don't like fucking pizza, huh?
It was funny, just not as iconic as the original. You know, how sequels usually go.
Don't hate the player, hate the fucking game. One.
But then something happened that would change everything. In the December of 2009, the show Jersey Shore came out. The show I keep talking about that I mentioned at the beginning. If you live under a rock, you might have never heard of this show, but it was kind of a big thing. People still talk about it to this day, making video essays on Jersey Shore that reach millions of views. For example,
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there. Now what?
The honey badger has been referred to.
The year is 2011. MTV, once a fixture of American lifestyle, deeply interwoven within youth culture, a place that created many of American pop culture's most iconic moments.
My MTV.
Their newest creation?
Are you touching me?
Like a Jersey skank, I love it.
Yeah,
shut up. You.
I'm a Rob Kardashian in Staten Island, you ugly.
But how did we get here? The original promo on the MTV website read, "Grab your hair gel, wax that Cadillac, and get those tattooed biceps ready to fist pump with the best this summer at the Jersey Shore." MTV's newest docu-soap exposes one of the tri-state area's most misunderstood species, the Guido.
Funny enough, Broski recalled the time a friend of a friend was working on the show Jersey Shore and was coming over to hang out and feared meeting Broski because she felt guilt over how Jersey Shore kind of stole his gig.
So the first weekend I move out here, I'm staying with my friend. She was doing some production stuff. She's
LA?
from New York too. Yeah, I'm staying with her in LA. And she has a friend that worked on the Jersey Shore, and she's like, oh my God, she was going to come over, but she's like scared of you. I was like, what do you mean she's scared of me? She's like, well, she's working on this show and she doesn't want you to know about it. I was like, okay. So I have a paper trail, and I was in so many legal things with Vinnie the Chin and these producers and other stuff. And my whole thought was, don't sue them. Just make the fucking movie. Like, those Jersey Shore people, they're just like classless people that are getting fights at bars and people can't take their eye off it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. In retrospect, I probably wish I sued him just so that, I would have just said, I'll be like, just give me any profits. Give me a % of the profits. But I don't know. So maybe a good lawyer will listen to this and contact me like, I'll take care of everything.
At first, the show seemed to be a good omen for the success of Broski's dream, a My New Haircut movie. When Broski originally pitched that movie, there were issues that the producers did not get the jokes. And now Broski could show not only his YouTube video success, but the success of Jersey Shore in his pitches. But in the early advent of reality TV, many in Hollywood didn't know how reality shows translated to anything else. For example, many early participants in the horribly exploitative reality show America's Next Top Model discussed how being on the show hurt their future of being a model.
Adrienne Curry was the very first top model winner in 2003, but her post-show journey wasn't what she thought it would be. In a since-deleted Instagram post, Curry lamented, "We were led to believe daily the winner would be instantly rich and a huge Revlon cover girl. This was a lie. They were never going to have us as a model."
When did you know you made it?
I made it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Mama,
you were on
we made
America's Next Top Model. You did great, but then you really broke through, and here we are.
So I really started after the show because that really didn't do anything for my career.
Uh-huh.
Which it doesn't do anything for any model's career, realistically.
Reality TV now is much more prominent in every facet of entertainment, but over a decade ago, this was not the case. Remember that reality show Broski was attempting to make earlier? Or the two? Well, one completely fell through, the Rockaway Beach one. The Vinnie the Chin interview was the only media produced for that one. However, the Ultimate Broski reality show was also being pitched by Broski around this time, just before Jersey Shore came out. Broski also auditioned for a reality show at some point between 2008 and 2009 called From G's to Gents.
MTV had already given me a contract to be on that show, G's to Gents.
What's G's to Gents?
G's to Gents. So it's like G's, like whatever, gangsters. I don't fucking know. And their girlfriends send them in to try to like civilize them or something.
Oh, to
so that's where Riff Raff. I don't know if you know Riff Raff. He's like this rapper that old grill and all tatted up. He became famous on that show, and they had called me into this hotel in Jersey City to audition. I go as Broski, and I walk in. I think I had a 24 case of Red Bull and a fucking handle of Jaeger. And I walk in there in full character, and I'm like, I'm just in a hotel room. There's two people auditioning me with like a camcorder, and they're cracking up, and they're just like laughing so hard. And they're like, the interview's over. They're like, we're sending this to MTV right now. And they called me. They're like, we want you on the show. I was like, it's fake. I'm a fucking character. I was like, I have Party City spray paint on my hair. How is this going to work? So I was like, but I do have a show that I've been developing that is a show based on me. And this is why it's going to work and blah, 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 blah. And I would go back and forth with them. And they were like, yeah.
But there was even more legal troubles with the Ultimate Broski reality show. And yes, it never became a show. The two reality shows, you said one of them you just started kind of coming up with, and Vinnie the Chin came out of it, and it never went anywhere really after that. The other one you filmed the full pilot for. Did you film that in New York?
No, that was the one in Full Sail.
Oh, Full Sail, Florida. And you filmed it when?
While we were on tour, so somewhere in the middle there.
Okay.
That was probably 2008. Yeah.
What was in the pilot?
So that was the one that was called Ultimate Broski. And basically we rented out a club, and there'd be contestants. And I gave them all like code names, sort of like Top Gun-ish. Mm-hmm. And they would have to do different tasks at every episode. Some would get eliminated. They wouldn't get past the velvet rope in the VIP section, right? And then the teacher who was overseeing it claimed the footage is his because it was school equipment that we filmed on. He pitched it to MTV. Meanwhile, I'm already pitching shit to G4
what?
and VH1.
Now, all Broski had was his viral video, 2 failed reality shows, and a desire to make a film. All the while, he was watching Jersey Shore gain attention for the same concept that he had been pitching for years. It seemed like the end of the line. Jersey Shore was reaching all-time highs, and Broski was trying to get his movie made that now looked like a ripoff of the popular show, even though he came first. They even stole lines from My New Haircut in the show.
They actually quote My New Haircut in the show.
Which quote?
They say in the f***ing zoning.
Oh, did they even say not now, Chief?
I think so. Ronnie says it.
I tried to find the clip of this, but as someone who's never watched Jersey Shore, that felt like finding a needle in a haystack. I believe Broski when he says this. But then, in 2010, March to be exact, Mednick and Walker, entertainment producers known for being involved in some live-action Ninja Turtles production, purchased the rights to make a My New Haircut movie.
Galen Walker and Scott Mednick, who were the Ninja Turtle guys, who came aboard, and we had put money into a development team. And I basically, this is before I moved out to LA. Then when I moved out to LA, I was meeting with them, and they were just going in a different direction. All they wanted was the property. They didn't really want me to be in the movie. They didn't really like my jokes. They wanted to water it down and make it horrible.
This is where things got really messy. From talking to Broski, the property of My New Haircut was optioned up, and 2 producers, both involved in Ninja Turtles, optioned the property for 8 months. From what was explained to me, optioning is like renting the rights to something, and they rented My New Haircut for 8 months.
So you basically pay a fee to develop my script.
Broski took the money and figured that they couldn't get a movie made in those 8 months.
So they weren't officially. So then they got smart and they handed me some money, so they were locked in. So after, I don't even think it was it might have been 8 months. Usually options are 12 to 18 months. They did something short, where I was very surprised because I knew they were idiots and I knew they weren't going to get it done. So I took the money, and then when the option was up, I said, "Hey, thanks for nothing. Get out of here."
But he could get some money to making his own movie.
I would have let them pay me every year. I don't give a shit.
What if wouldn't that mean that they could make your movie?
Yeah, but
You just knew they weren't gonna do it.
Well, their version of the movie was horrible.
But what if they made it with your character? Wouldn't you be mad?
Yeah, it'd be bad, yeah. But I would have gotten paid.
There were a lot of bumps in the road here. There were multiple directors added on, including Orlando Jones, aka the 7-Up guy, for you older millennials.
Hey, I'm the guy who makes 7-Up. I also write the advertising. I just came up with a great new slogan. Make 7-Up yours. Make 7-Up yours. Thank you, I appreciate it. Make 7-Up yours, baby. People just love it. Make 7-Up yours! Hey, my man, make 7-Up yours. Make 7-Up yours. Same to you. Same to me. You see, it's catching on already. Hey, make 7-Up yours, man. Oh, we going global with this baby.
And I had met with a team of people, Orlando Jones being the 7-Up year guy. He was attached as a director/writer.
Orlando Jones, right?
That didn't work out too well because he didn't have a vision, and I wasn't very impressed with his rewrite of the script. Although I almost think he didn't do it because it was very unprofessional as far as from handing something over grammatically that incorrect and just really off. Anyway.
This purchase from Mednick and Pals included a lot of bad script rewrites. It seemed they wanted to cash in fast on a property that had at least some following and could also play off the back of the popularity of Jersey Shore. But Broski fought with a lot of their decisions. He didn't want it to end up like those crappy YouTuber movies, like Shane Dawson's Not Cool.
Mixed with old people medicine. It's supposed to be totes cray.
Well, anyone who would do that is totes retard.
Or those terrible Fred movies.
Hey guys, I'm Fred Figglehorn. I'm just gonna apologize in advance for what I'm about to do.
He had a dream of making a Top Gun type movie, not a movie that would end up being made fun of years later by some movie reviewing YouTuber.
Now, before we start, I have to say, I know some of you are going to watch this movie, simply because we watched it. So if you do decide to watch it, I just want to make sure you're safe about it. Please, use protection. If this movie's going to f*** you up the ass, then at least make sure it doesn't make you sick. And just remember, if you don't want to watch the Fred movie, you don't have to. I do, however.
Some of these horrible scripts included schlock comedy, such as Broski getting into a fistfight with prop comedian, and I'm using comedian liberally here, Carrot Top.
Yeah, they put Carrot Top fighting Broski in the movie, and Carrot Top beats up Broski. I'm like, you guys are fucking out of your minds. And I would push back on them, and they were like, who are you? I was like, well, I'm the guy that is going to kick you out.
Yeah, if you don't know who that is, you're lucky.
I got stuff to show you guys. I know a lot of people. Well, here, I'll show you one more thing I know I look like. I see some children out there already laughing, so I'll show you. Just when you think you look bad. Yeah, you think you look bad, check this out. I'm the Wendy's hamburger girl. Now, that's really embarrassing when you look like that's not good, right?
Shorts and sketches were still being uploaded to YouTube during this developmental stage.
So. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's.
October 20th, Broski finally made his own YouTube channel after years of uploading to his old editor's channel. This channel is called Broski TV. 2010 ends with the option ending for the Ninja Turtle producers. And I keep saying this, but this is the start of the downfall, right here. Broski quotes wokeism and Hollywood ruining his dreams, and although that could be a part of it, don't roll your eyes because it is you. I definitely think getting involved with the producers is even higher on the list of what ruined the rise of Broski. The producers wanted to option the property again, but refused to keep paying Broski for this property and expected to have it for free. Without receiving additional money, Broski decided to part ways and began knocking on doors again to make his movie.
Meanwhile, My New Haircut was immortalized on the Know Your Meme website and YouTube channel. This would eventually lead to My New Haircut being the very first confirmed meme in Know Your Meme history.
You know what this is? This is my new fucking lab coat. You know what that means? I'm analyzing some fucking memes today. My fellow scientists, they're all coming out, they all got the same lab coats, and they're analyzing some fucking memes tonight.
Broski was now going door to door, trying to find new people to back his film. But something changed. Now his ex-producers began to ruin everything. They wanted to keep the property to themselves, and anytime Broski spoke to someone and had some prospects, the producers would threaten to sue.
So wait, when they lost, did they start legal did that involve you, even though they're the ones who were investing in it?
Yeah, because they were arguing that I didn't have the right to. They had every excuse in the book. Nothing holds up in court, but that's the thing. None of that shit matters. Because if you don't have the money to fight them in court, that's kind of when things went south. And that was like 2012, beginning in 2012, where I would go to other investors and they would find out, or I would have to reveal, like, hey, there's a situation. And they would just threaten to sue, even though they didn't have a case. They could hold up, they could tie things up. So that was their strategy.
According to Broski, they weren't actually going to sue, but the threat on its own caused every possible deal to fall through. My New Haircut 3 was officially posted November 24th, 2012. In this one, we get to see Broski's origin story.
Broski, when did you start crushing it? Come on, let me show you.
It all started on this 13. My mother was giving my daily sponge bath.
Oh, Broski. Yeah, lift up your sack. Let me get under that.
How he got into lifting.
You got a big cock like your father. But let me tell you something. Those spaghetti arms aren't gonna cut it. Do you want spaghetti arms, huh?
No, Ma, I don't want spaghetti arms.
Do ya?
Ma, I don't want spaghetti arms.
Let me tell you something. You gotta go to the gym and get rid of those spaghetti arms, alright?
No, Ma, I don't want spaghetti arms. What can I say? Was right.
So, she sends me down to Powerhouse Gym, right behind Roosevelt Field in Strong Island, to meet this guy, Vito Romano. And I remember it was like it was yesterday. I walk in there, and he brings me in the locker room, and right off the bat, he grabs me by the collar. He goes, "Hey, Broski! You don't let God tell you when you get jacked. Puberty's for pussies."
Jaeger bombs.
So I start hanging out this gem of a place, Bogart's, on Hempstead Turnpike. Wet t-shirt contest every Thursday. Yeah.
Maria, okay, her friend, no. I don't like her friend. She's like an 8 anyway. I don't roll with 8s.
I walk right into this place and it's like skanks fucking everywhere. All right, skanks on the bar, pour some sugar on me, skanks making out. It's not even a wet t-shirt contest. It's fucking titties in the face. And then it happened. Someone handed me my first bottle of Jaeger. And I did what any big swinging dick would do. I pounded that bitch. Burn felt so fucking good. It was like the sun shining out of Marissa Tomei's beautiful snatch.
And his questionable relationship with his mom.
Yeah, lift up your sack. Let me get under there. Ah, it's dirty under there, broski. Ah, are you swollen?
No, Ma, it's always like that. Lock cock and ready to f***ing go.
Meanwhile, Vinnie the Chin was trying to make his own movie. From what I understand, he was advertising this movie around this time, when the Ninja Turtle guys had optioned the film. Vinnie was working with his people to create a mockumentary-style film that was being pitched as the My New Haircut film.
And so he just made that Vinnie the Chin movie completely separately?
No.
Oh, did you work on it with him?
No.
Okay. So what happened there?
So I came out to LA in 2009. I optioned the property March 2010. And unbeknownst to me, the guy I used to work with was making a My New Haircut movie and promoting a My New Haircut movie.
And it was the Vinnie the Chin movie.
Right, but they called it My New Haircut. They said this is My New Haircut, the movie.
That's ridiculous.
And I was like, yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And he's like, F you, I'll do whatever I want. I was like, yeah, that's copyright infringement on, first of all, you're making a My New Haircut movie. It's not the same exact thing that I'm doing, but it's 100% copyright infringement. It's so similar. And he's like, but we'll call it Vinnie the Chin movie. I go, no, you can't do it. And they were like, F you, and they put it out, and the thing was garbage. And if it made any money, I would assume. I was like, that's exactly why I didn't want to do anything with you, because you would have made this piece of shit.
Broski threatened to sue Vinnie, take a drink, and all the branding changed from the My New Haircut movie to a Vinnie the Chin movie. And no one ended up watching the Vinnie the Chin movie.
So yeah, Vinnie the Chin doesn't exist. He's his origins are rooted in my script. And this guy just took it a little too far.
That's really weird. Did you win anything in the lawsuit?
There's nothing to win. They didn't make any money.
Oh, okay.
I just told them I'm going to sue you, but you don't want to. Can't sue. Yeah, I could sue him. What am I going to win? I think he
get their
it
video
was like a dude.
I guess it doesn't matter. You don't care.
Well, I got they were marketing it, My New Haircut, the movie, and I got that all taken away. So that's why it's called Vinnie the Chin.
And those who did watch it didn't like it. The film itself is an example of the mediocrity Broski did not want to happen to his character.
I mean, you're a woman, but you're kind of long in the tooth. But like, would you f me?
Not if you ask me like that.
Not much happens in the public eye after this. Broski sporadically posted videos online, while in the background he desperately tried to get his own movie to happen.
So things did pick up, and then things I want to say the end of 2011, kind of just it was just in really development hell, and I was just ready to move on from these guys, and it just got really messy. And I think, going back to your original question, when did you film My New Haircut 3? A couple months after that, 'cause I didn't want to do My New Haircut 3. I didn't want to do any of this. We did the Life of Broski, and the joke was Broski was gonna be now kind of this out of shape loser who's in Hollywood. That was the joke. I was like, yeah, let's just take this character and reflect what's happening. He's dying, so let's make fun of it. And yeah.
An even worse blow came to the My New Haircut hype train in December 2011. After months of being dicked around by shitty producers who can't write a comedy to save their lives, and having to start the journey to making the movie over again, in December 2011, the original My New Haircut video was taken down, removed by YouTube. The over 30 million views, all gone. Broski would re-upload the video as well as his other content to his Broski TV channel, which is better for branding, but the My New Haircut re-upload sits at 7 million views to this day, less than a third of the original view count. In my interview with Broski, he specifically says that things pick up in production after 2011, but also stated that 2012 was the death of his dream. Both are somewhat true, at least from what I can tell from what I've seen. Broski picked up knocking on door efforts in 2012, but the old producers kept getting in the way at every step.
So after, you said that the movie kind of fell through in 2012, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's when it was like, okay, now I'm contacting people and they're like, there's too much baggage. We like the idea, but this right now it's just messy.
Sometime around the end of 2011 and beginning of 2012, or possibly 2013, they all kind of run together, and they did in my interview. But around this time, our main character filmed some videos. One was a series called The Life of Broski, and the other was a video called The Death of Broski. And that's kind of where the dream died.
The Life of Broski was just, we were like, let's just, like, Broski's a loser who is now, like, kind of come down from the high life, and he's, you know, still trying to get representation as, like, a personality, I guess. And then you saw The Death of Broski, where he, like, has delusions of all, like, his demons and his drug habits and talking to him. And
Brett still uploaded to the Broski TV channel during this time, though everything seemed to be less enthusiastic and seemed to have less effort involved. These uploads consisted mostly of animations of Broski fighting Jersey Shore members in the style of the Nintendo game Punch-Out! Broski won these fights, and there were comedic aspects, but it didn't seem like anything too spectacular.
Jaeger bomb, Jaeger bomb, Jaeger bomb.
Sadly, there was no official crossover between Jersey Shore and My New Haircut. However, according to Broski, he was at one point in time invited to the Jersey Shore reunion episode after the first season.
So this was all the one with the MTV. This was all 2008 still?
oh, it was 8, 9. I was in constant contact.
Oh, and it's while you're also trying to get the movie done, and you're making various...
Yeah, they actually, someone over at after the first season of Jersey Shore actually called me and was like, we want you on the, you know how they do like a season finale and then they have the cast on afterwards?
Mm-hmm.
They wanted me on that, and then they reneged it and pretended they never invited me.
He believes this never came into fruition because MTV knew that ultimately they lifted quite a bit from the My New Haircut idea. In fact, Broski had auditioned for an MTV show. I mentioned this, From G's to Gents, and had been casted and had pitched his own show to MTV previously. In fact, in articles about Jersey Shore, it was described as originally being a competitive reality show. MTV knew and didn't want to recognize the original.
Oh. They wanted you on to play your character? You should have hosted it, the reunion.
No, they didn't want to know. They didn't want any admission to me having a copyright lawsuit.
I don't know how true that is, but it is sad we never got the crossover. The Vinnie the Chin movie came out October 2012, and nobody watched it. Broski admits he did not sue them because they made no money. Things kinda lulled after this. While interviewing Broski, however, I learned that in 2013, he filmed a 6-part series called The Life of Broski. The series is gone, but I asked for a general summary after our interview via email, and this was what Broski wrote.
I had a group of friends that worked in the industry that wanted to do a web series around late 2013-ish. At this time, the My New Haircut feature was still in development hell, and anytime financing came to the table to negotiate, the ex-producers would get wind and send threats, claiming ownership. They actually were producing the movie without my knowledge with Gary Marshall's son Scott, eventually trying to work with me. Anyway, I wrote Life of Broski, which was partly art reflecting life. The web series wasn't that great, but there were multiple versions of the full feature script, and I couldn't really use that material, since the movie was still technically in development. I took those videos down, but they were on Broski TV for a bit. Life of Broski led to the Death of Broski video, which is still up. We shot that like a couple months later, with a different crew. I like that one.
Years later, in 2015, the final Broski video was posted, titled Death of Broski. This was posted February 23rd, 2015. This final video is 8 years after the original viral hit. Let's go into more details about this video. In it, Broski looks markedly different. Instead, he looks older and almost sick.
What the f*** is up?
Just touching base. I know I've been missing in action for a couple months. I really took it hard. My manager fired me and realized my movie deal was done.
He looks to be at the end result of fame, fortune, and drugs. An interesting epilogue to a character like Broski.
Been locked up in the Chateau Marmont for a couple months, you know, doing some things my mother wouldn't be proud of, but I'm not really gonna get into that.
And this assumption of substance abuse is verified in the video.
Sorry, I haven't had a drink in 4 or 5 hours, but I've come to the resolution that I gotta get healthy, I gotta get sober. The Broski's gotta come back, and I'm thinking about going to rehab.
Whether this be part of a narrative and completely scripted, or based on a truth that Brett had experienced, based on his short stint with fame, is unclear, but it is an interesting tale.
Hey, pussy fart!
What the f*** is that?
Over here! You can't quit me, I f***ing own you!
Jaeger? Are you f***ing talking to me?
See any other whining bitches around?
You better shut your f***ing mouth, Mr. Jägermeister.
Hello, Mr. Broski.
Goose? Is that you?
But Broski, we had so many good times together.
I know. We really tore those VIPs new assholes. I love how you get that beautiful snatch from the dance floor to the VIP table.
Oh, but I would be so lonely. Ah, please, Mr. Broski.
I know. I miss you the most. I'm sorry.
Hey, Broski! 2 fucking Heinekens!
Not you two.
Hello, my name is Molly.
Yeah, Molly. I know who you are.
Say hello to my little friend!
Don't you even fucking start with me, fucking Mr. Cocaine.
Hey, fuck you, man!
Gotta watch who you're fucking talking to. I'm the goddamn Broski.
You got nothing to do in your life, man. Why don't you get a job or something?
Oh, now you're just fucking quoting Scarface lines. Come on!
When interviewed, Brett did say this was somewhat based on his real-life experience.
Was the end of Broski, was that based on real life at all at the time, or just, like, were you going through something?
Yeah, I think, definitely a little bit, because
it shows that the party lifestyle did a number on Broski, and he has to get healthy and sober after years of alcohol and substance abuse. Broski eventually gives in to the temptation of his addictions and closes the video overdosing on drugs and alcohol and waking up in heaven.
Go, Goose. I miss you the most.
2 fucking Heinekens!
God damn, I love cocaine!
Wow!
So many of you.
Mally and the goose. Mally and the goose.
Hey, Broski! Over here!
Molly.
Come on, Pelican!
Hey, Broski!
Broski.
God? Is that you?
then he has a heart attack. And that wasn't even as well done as wanted. And there's actually a video, we actually filmed half a video of Broski at the gates of heaven. So in case we ever wanted to come back, and he comes back from the dead, he can. So there actually is an unpublished video. Those were all published. I don't know if they're published now, but there actually is an unpublished video. You just have to add some scenes where he's just at the gates of heaven talking to God.
Oh, wait, so did you upload it and just not put it on public or what?
No, that's not uploaded. It's not even done because you'd have to edit in the present.
Okay.
Yeah, he goes to heaven and God's like, your work's not done. We must send you back. And he gives him like a protein shake, and it like it's actually God's sperm, and he has like 10 billion grams of protein, and he goes back to his like he's like the ultimate now he's like the ultimate warrior.
What did he have to fight?
Wokeism.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say, does he have to impregnate a lot of women with God's sperm?
No, he has to fight. That the Hollywood has gone full retard.
Yeah.
This, although scripted, is a common end to many people who attempt to reach fame and love on social media. Depression, alcoholism, and drug abuse are common among celebrities and internet personalities. Broski said at the time of filming he did feel like this, like he was being drowned out in Hollywood. His dream was over.
So what was going on after that? So you kind of had the fault with the producers.
and you're in LA.
Yeah, nothing. I just kind of got a bad taste in my mouth, and I would say 4 or 5 years wasn't writing anything.
Were you just working a normie job?
Yeah.
Around 2018, he started rewriting his script again. He entered it in contests and was a finalist in a few.
Everyone I sent the script to, and I've worked on the script. I've rewritten the script 10 times. I've worked on, it started off as one thing, and then I was working with those idiot producers who made it horrible. Then it was another thing. Then I rewrote it most recently, like 2018. It was a finalist in a bunch of contests. Still amateur, but I was like just throwing it out there. And I renamed it Broski, not my hair. So like I wanted people to read it like that don't know it has a built-in audience, because like I heard a lot of yeses because it had a built-in audience, and that's why they're making comic book movies. Cause there's a big finance part of movies, and that's why movies get made. If they can mitigate risk, then they're more likely to make a movie.
But Broski continues to cite one issue with his movie ever being made.
And then did you try to return to it in 2018, you said?
Well, I was coaching lacrosse at like a prominent all-boys school and built that program up and running like a club and everything. But then I was, after it was great. It was actually good money. Mm-hmm. But after a couple of years, I was like, dude, I need to write again, and that's what I want to do. Like, this isn't satisfying. So yeah, and then 2018, I was writing again, getting out there. But Hollywood had really changed. It's really, they're out there trying to make diversity movies.
And after a series of unfortunate events happening in the world, everything was lost again.
And then COVID hit, and then the strike, and now we're out of both of those. But Hollywood has gone, literally insane. Yeah. It's so woke, and I'm hoping. I'm only seeing now the pendulum starting to swing, so I'm like only hopeful now.
But all hope isn't completely gone.
Like I said, I think right before COVID, I was like, I really do have a passion for the arts and really do want to write and eventually direct. And I'm not starting from scratch. I was already in the mix, and I was like, that's what I'm going to succeed at. I was like, hey, listen, man, you don't get a redo. You're here. You're in Hollywood. You already have done this. Yes, you went into development hell. You probably got a law degree in entertainment law and contract law. Yeah. Through all the multiple lawsuits. And my friends are always like, some of my friends are successful, are working writers, and they're like, yeah, dude, you write just as good as anyone that's working. Yeah. So, go back into it. The podcast, again, we were developing this docu-series about what it's like, and I still get all these people. I mean, you're contacting me to do an interview, but on a lesser version, like every day, we love you, Broski, come back, Broski, we need you, Broski, it's 2024, Broski, every single day. And I'm like, well, maybe people do want to hear the story. We'll see how your story goes. And there is a podcast, and there is a story, and you could see how convoluted it is. You're asking questions, and I'm flip-flapping back and forth. So there is a story there, and it can be hashed out more in a podcast.
Broski left the online world after this. For a while, I would visit his channel to see if there was any updates. I wanted to see if this dude ever explained what happened after the viral video. And one year, I saw he had uploaded again. He was uploading in 2020, just re-uploads at this time, but I noticed a difference. He began hinting at doing a podcast called the Jack and Tan Podcast around 2022. But then 2023 rolled around, and I checked back, and there was no podcast, and everything continued to be a mystery. Years ago, I saw a video of Broski going around in public doing videos with girls, and I wanted to know more about this. I wanted to know what happened outside the skits that I had watched as a teenager. Was he a celebrity at the time? And me, being a teenager with crappy dial-up internet, didn't know about this? I wanted to know the story. I'm a nosy bitch. He did not upload anything detailing more about the legacy of Broski. However, he was uploading weird little prank phone messages around 2023 that he would later tell me that he'd send to his friends.
Yeah, well, just as far as the prank calls, because I did put those up there.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Those they weren't really prank calls. They were me calling my friends late at night, pretty fucking drunk.
Yeah.
And that's just me ad-libbing characters. And my friends were like, dude, and there's a lot of them. I put a couple up, and they just were like, these are so hilarious. you should post them. So they're not like prank calls. I'm just
Yeah, I kind of think.
calling my friend like at 3 a.m.
He has been teasing coming back. All right, so final question. Your podcast, Black and Tan. What do you have planned for it? Do you have a co-host? And what type of topics? Anything you can tease?
So if I do it, because I mean, I've been thinking about doing it for a couple years now. I thought the perfect time to put it out was probably during COVID, but the first season at least, I want it to be like a limited series, is just me really telling my story, and that's what I'm saying. Like, this is good because you're getting an overview, but there's so many little funny stories and crazy stories in there that I'd really have to break it up. So let's see. Maybe maybe we'll see how this project goes, and if this gets more followers, maybe I say, hey, if I get 20,000 followers, I'll put up the podcast. But really that, and then it would just be me really as kind of like a monologue. I want it to be something you can also actually listen to as a podcast in a podcast form, not just visually, but I know people like visually too. Like I have a lot of like the pitch decks, like the scripts. I do table reads of some of the scenes.
That'd be cool.
Show visuals of stuff that happens. So right now it's like a 7-8 part series, and that's kind of where it is now. And we'll see. I want to do it. But I wish I just had someone. I really need to like hire someone like an engineer to come over and be like, just do all that stuff so I could take care of more of the creative side of it.
So one day, when I was sitting on the couch, drinking a beer, I randomly chose to watch Jersey Shore on Hulu. 5 minutes in, I remembered my new haircut, and thought about it like I would from time to time. I mean, my sister showed it to me in high school, and I showed it to my friends to show I knew a cool video. It had history with me, and I never really liked Jersey Shore, so I turned it off and DM'd Broski on Instagram, and asked to have an interview with him. And now we have the story. I don't really know if there's a lesson here. Sometimes I like to end my videos with a lesson. Let's try to come up with something prolific. The journey of Broski is an example of going viral early on YouTube. I'm sure if we check back on other characters featured on Know Your Meme from the early 2010s, you'd hear similar stories. There wasn't really a framework like there is today where you can become a minor e-celeb and make some cash. It was the Wild West back then. I think Broski was a fun creation, and I'd hate for it to be forgotten. And also Broski said he wants to make a podcast, the Jacked and Tan one, to go into more details about his stint in Hollywood. And he seems like a pretty cool guy. So if you want to hear about that, go sub up to him at Broski TV. He said if he gets 20,000 subs, he'll do it. It was cool. I hear kids these days are all about the 2000s internet aesthetic. Get into it. Also, I discovered that Broski's original quotes are still used on the internet to this day, being a soundbite for memes on TikTok.
Excuse me, sir, you have to check in. Not now, Chief. I'm in the fucking zone.
One of the worst things about being a millennial is getting a haircut and resisting the urge to say this. What's up, champ? I got a new fucking haircut. Jaeger bombs.
Well, that's the video. Thanks to my patrons and Suffer Lightly. Also, please sub and like, because I talk about internet stuff and I like likes. Like, it's good for me. Anyway, bye.